Alright. So, I think... Yeah, I think they say free now because... We're free to take them, but they're not required. There's an additional drill ground skirmish that I'm not going to do because I don't have to. So, liberating Arlem. And Yvonne, Zeri, and Cosette all have to deploy because they're part of the story here. Alright, it looks like they've already got them out first. There are 3 areas. So we start in Silo. There's Village. There's also a tunnel area as well. And it looks like our final area is the Village here. So we can make a 2-headed attack to get to the Village. It just depends on where we want to go. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the way to win is to kill the tank. Alright. So, I'm going to deploy a shock trooper on Yvonne as well. That'll just be base guard. He's not really going to go anywhere. Yvonne's going to do most of the work. We're going to wait till we get to the Village before I deploy a Lancer. Alternatively, we could probably get by with a shock trooper. That was a pretty decent way the last game. Although you usually had to issue an order to make that work out well, so maybe we won't. We'll start out with this deployment, and then we can spawn in some more people on 4. Man, those movies are so loud. And I can't do anything about it. I can turn down the volume, but I can't make like the overblown out audio any better.
Go for the tank! We can do this, guys!
Honestly, tanks aren't even that big of a deal. They're really not. So we're gonna leave Cosette, oh no, that's Zeri. We're gonna leave Cosette in base just to defend.
I'm in top form.
I was gonna say, are you gonna hit any of those bullets?
Yes!
Yes! Now we can push forward!
Yep. There's a lot of guys here, and I've kind of got the feeling that they'll end up killing themselves on Zeri if I let them. I'm moving forward just a little bit. There's like somebody in the grass too.
You're through!
So this battlefield here is,
Hey, what happened?
you know, we're seeing it uniquely for this time. It'll come up a few more times in story missions, but it comes up so often in side missions. It's really aggravating. It does have a kind of neat, like, tower windmill thing here, I think, that you can kind of run through. So anyway, let's see, there's a Ragnite tank there. This is a broken bridge that once we get our tank in later missions, if you get a like constructor thing on it, you can actually make your own bridge. I've found that to be useful like never. But, you know, whatever. Let's get Yvonne out here. We'll leave Eric in base to defend.
Okay. Yeah, I feel great. A crisis is a turning point, right, bro?
That's right, bro.
Coming at ya!
There we go. Did enough damage.
All right.
That's a relief. Now, advance!
Let's see, how much CP do we got? We got 3 left. Let me take out this guy and move forward.
Okay, let's go.
3 headshots. I was gonna say, Yvonne, don't do this to me.
Enemy down.
We're losing ground! Send backup!
Okay,
I
wait
see
till we
one.
get some decent accuracy. Alright. Oh, I should have crouched.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, that could end up hurting me if I don't end up crouching later.
Coming at you.
All right. 1 CP. We're gonna leave it off there. See if we can get some of the enemies to kill themselves on us. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm hoping this guy's gonna get himself killed for sure. I don't know if those shock troopers in the base will. Scouts are particularly bad about getting themselves killed because they have so low defense and HP comparatively. Alright, this scout is probably also going to get himself killed. Their only defense is they can shoot farther away than Zeri can, so he couldn't respond on that one. Alright, we got somebody coming in. Vaughn gets higher defense than regular scouts as well, so he's just kind of like a pretty decent unit overall. Ah, you're gonna go for the base. Cool. Like to see you try, Mr. Shock Trooper. Probably should have deployed an extra person with Yvonne. But if he tries to go for the base, he's just gonna get himself killed, really. Oh, that's gonna hurt a little bit. Might have sent Yvonne out with a little bit too little help. That's the problem, is I'm kind of used to near end game, because I played most of the game, I just never bothered to finish it, because I kept getting tired of those side missions. Yeah, let's send out Shock Trooper.
Taking the stage.
But I forget early game the scouts are a little squishy.
Hold out, men.
Alright, he's not going to be able to defend this one. There we go.
So there.
Target neutralized. Continue at this pace.
Taking the stage. From the top, with feeling.
Let's see. If we can hit him, that's a pretty wide accuracy. You definitely kill that one. Let's try it. With Yvonne's help, we might be able to do it. No, we can't, because we're failures. Well, either way, with return fire, we might be able to finish that. Just kind of hoping to get a little bit more done here.
Moving out.
Alright. Ah, right, there's the Ragnite. Yeah, let's hit that. There we go. That'll knock one guy out. Yeah, let's just go ahead and take this base real quick.
Moving out. Nothing to get riled about.
It's not in cover, so he's going to take a lot of damage.
Enemy silent.
Now's our chance. Follow them.
Alright. So since all the enemies aren't defeated in here, I'm going to keep all bases covered with at least one person. Alright, now they're going to teach us. Or, we're talking. Got a second of on, I just realized something. Yeah, I know. There's a limit to the number of units. You can deploy a maximum of 5 in an area and 6 in all areas. You can use the retreat. Place the cursor over a unit in command mode, then press triangle to display retreat. Alright. Yeah, so this command is pretty useful. So if you got a guy that's really far away from a base camp and you want to retreat, it's just cheaper to use 1 CP to retreat him. But if they're in a base camp, you can retreat them for free. That's really cool. And you can also withdraw or hospitalize a unit that's fallen in battle. It's also useful to remember that you can command units within one of your camps to retreat without using any CP. That's useful. And we'll use that a lot, especially when they're already in bases. So that's a really useful one. So one thing you need to be careful of, whenever you capture a base that's connected to another map, you want to get someone in that base, usually same turn if you can, because sometimes the enemies will start pushing towards that base, and they might be able to recapture it in like on their turn, on their turn on the same turn. I don't know how to explain that well. Let's see. Let's get someone out here to defend first. If we're gonna go for a Ragnite crate,
On my way.
this might not be a bad option. So right here's the bridge you can repair. It's out,
Brace yourselves to
but you can.
intercept.
Enemy sighted. I see someone.
Right. Okay. Well, at the very least, he should be able to defend the point here pretty decently, unless someone's just hiding in the grass. I don't think they are.
Entering combat from the top with feeling.
Leave it to me.
Grenade might have been a better option, but whatever.
So there.
So that guy will get himself killed next turn. We're gonna end here. And I think next turn we might be able to finish it. Which if we do, I think that might be an A rank. Right, so that thing right there, that's the tank. And if they hit you, you will die, generally. But they're also pretty bad shots from range. So you're kind of... That's just a luck thing. Sometimes they will just hit you, and that sucks really bad. There's not much you can do about that. Good duck, good duck. Yeah, okay, he's gonna get himself killed. Maybe not with a Vaughn shooting back.
Coming at you.
Nah, not quite. If he tries to move, no, he's not moving. Dang it. Scout's taking advantage of that range. There he can't do much. But he's defending, so you know what? That's okay. Alright. I don't even need to capture this, to be perfectly honest, but we're gonna do it.
Out.
You owe me one.
There we go.
All right.
That's the stuff. Keep pushing them back.
I see one.
Ah, and they got someone on base. Alright, we're gonna capture this base.
Moving out. Coming at
Watch
you.
this kill me. No, it didn't kill me. Excellent. Oh, he's so close to being dead. Can we breathe on his throat? I mean, I'm saying.
Moving out.
That'll probably finish him.
Coming at you.
I was gonna say, don't dodge.
Enemy down.
Impressive work.
Max morale. That'll happen a lot.
All right, on to the next objective.
So I'm pretty sure nobody's gonna come through here, but we are going to put in a set away. Alright, so we do have a really good position to blow up this Ragnite crate.
Commencing strike. Learn some respect. Are you proud of yourself?
Didn't think they'd have anyone like that.
Alright. Let's be careful about
Commencing strike.
that tank and not blowing myself up.
Here goes.
Alright, cool. Tank is dead. That might be an A rank, I'm not sure.
We did it, Zeri. We took out the tank.
An alternative would have been we could have spawned a Lancer there, had the Lancer run around behind and hit him with a rocket or two. Get some extra experience and money from tanks and from key targets. Not bad.
Woohoo! Feast on that! We blew up your tank!
I still can't believe we really beat the rebels all by ourselves.
We did it, Yvonne!
Of course we did! I told you guys we could do this! And thanks, Zeri.
For what?
I never would have come up with that plan. You saved the day, man.
I mean, there were multiple solutions here. We didn't have to do your plan.
I just offered a bit of logic. You might try it yourself sometime.
Additionally, we could have been issued a tank to deal with the tank. Just saying.
And don't think this means I've accepted you as our commander.
Don't you start now. It's Class G's first victory. How's about a smile?
What? Stop that! Get your muddy mitts off my face!
That looks like fun! Let me in too!
No, stop it, Cosette! Enough already, you two!
Squad G's at it again. Or Squid G, I should say.
Brixham here. We've confirmed the rebel withdrawal from the area. I'm pleased to see your first operation end in success, Yvonne. Class G, you are clear to return to Lancia.
Roger that. All right, guys. Time to go home.
Aye, aye, sir.
Understood.
This got muddy face. Alright, so. That is our first real story mission done. And we move into February. So the game, as the game proceeds, we get new seasons. Kinda neat. I thought so anyway.
Listen up now.
Class, this month sees the preliminary round of the Leviathan Cup. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's like little side events that happen as the story goes on. Like I'm not saying like a side missions, but like there's like weird side story where like it kind of goes off the main story a little bit like this, and I kind of like that actually. I think it's kind of cool. Level what now? A tournament, Cosette. Classes face each other in mock combat. It's a good test of class performance, and one of Lancield's oldest traditions. That sounds pretty cool. Oh,
Idiot.
Sounds like a real blast. Can't wait to lose miserably. Seriously, bro? How's a guy supposed to fight if he knows he can't win?
Really?
As ever, you're truly the worst possible students. So this tournament, if we win, the rest of the academy will have to respect us, right?
I'll do it.
Then let's do it. We've got to win, guys. Let's show them we're the best. That'd sure be nice. Yeah. So long as we're in it. Let's go for the top.
Ah, I see.
There's no sense in competing otherwise. This once I'll agree with you. Well, I have a little present for you in light of your optimism. Head down to the R&D building to collect it. Wonder if it's food. Man, I sure hope it's food. Oh, wow. You're the chair of Class G, kid. What? Oh, you're the girl who's always in here, huh?
Yo.
You always struck me as a dumb lunk sort. You sure you're the class chair? What? Hey! Anyway, my name's Lavina. Lavina Lane. I'm Class G's tank pilot. Tank pilot? Wait, we have a tank? There's that intelligence again. Every class gets one tank. I hear a lot of rumors about you Class G kids. None of them are good.
Whoa there.
Just mind your P's and Q's with my tank or they'll be calling you Black Eye. Fine, alright. Well, my name is Yvonne Hardens. Nice to meet you.
Huh?
Hardens? As in... Never mind. I don't know who your brother is. Anyway, best of luck and all that.
Let's see.
Guess first off, the tank will be needing a name. What? I get to name it? Hey, you're the chair. Just try not to pick anything dumb, okay? You mean like our squad name? Alright. So it's defaults to Tank G. I gotta come up with a good name, for real. This is so dumb. But it's amazing. Alright. Tanksu. Okay, we'll go with that. Alright. You got any questions about the tank? You come ask me. Got it?
Yo!
Got it. Thanks, Lavina. Tank pilot joined the squad. Now develop tanks.
We have a new transfer arriving today.
I'm Chloe Blixen. Get used to me, I guess. I'm not a fan of messy social situations, so just leave me in peace.
Man, you guys don't believe in pop filters either, do you? Yeah, I think as you go along, you end up getting a couple new members in the class. Kind of neat.
To begin, here is today's news.
Alright, co-op versus. You now change vehicle parts. Levy 10 qualifiers of this month. A new mission's been assigned. New versus mission's been assigned. Events info in the store. And the title, Miraculous. Alright, got lots of stuff going on now. Let's, where's the store? I think the store... There's store.
Hey there!
Got time for a quick chat? The store. You can buy missions and newspapers that give you information about Gallia. I think we can buy, like, side missions that are actually interesting here, I think. Like, there are... Okay, so I lied when I said we weren't going to do any side missions. We're going to do the interesting ones that are side missions that aren't just... fight the dudes, you know? Like, these are actually related to the characters, if that makes sense. And you can buy newspapers. Newspapers can be viewed in Yvonne's room. Select paid missions in the briefing room to accept bot missions. Not paid as in DLC, like pay with in-game money pay. More newspapers and missions become available as you progress, so check back at the store.
Hey, Yvonne! How goes it today?
So, this one is, if I'm not mistaken, is just, like all of them, it's a story-related thing where one of your party members is going to have a thing going on, and then you fight a battle, and like, well, I'm glad we're such good friends. That's usually how that goes down. And you can buy papers. You can buy the Gallia Times, which is, like, an official Gallia newspaper. Landsill admits 35 new cadets. Landsill Academy announced on the 1st they had admitted 35 new cadets, bringing into effect the enrollment system introduced last September. It's rare for them to admit over 30 new cadets at once, and some say this is a response to the rebel situation. The army, depleted in the 1935 war, has delegated peacekeeping duties for part of southern Gallia to Landsill, and Academy forces clash with rebels frequently. With activation of the militia forbidden, Landsill will continue to play a key role. The Lottie Insider, which is made by our classmate, it's very cheap, and it's usually kind of dumb. Do you know why Class G's Professor Brixham always carries his pointer? Some say it's a weapon or conductor's baton. I decided to get to the bottom of the matter in a daring tell-all interview. Here's what the professor had to say. I only carry it with me in case I need to give an emergency briefing. By the way, waiting in ambush under my desk is not very professional. What can I say? There's no mountain high enough or desk low enough to stop me from getting my story. Very important stuff. In the encyclopedia, you can buy encyclopedia entries. The Principality of Gallia. Full of nature and rich in Ragnite, Gallia borders the Empire to the east and the Federation on its western edge. The small Central European nation is a constitutional monarchy ruled by House Rangres, the hereditary sovereigns of Gallia. The House founder, a legendary hero of war at the Valkyria, built a castle on the site where the capital is today, establishing his rule. Let's see. Armed neutrality, universal conscription. Landsill Royal Military Academy. Gallia's only military academy was founded 217 years ago, when Gallia was a monarchy. thus the royal in its name. It was constructed around an old citadel, adding residential and training facilities. Cadets all live in the Academy dormitory. Under the credit system, the average cadet finishes the program in 3 years. Lancel often recruits skilled individuals from other schools in the militia. Ages range from teens to those in their 30s. Graduates are commissioned as officers. The city of Melvier. A trade city situated on the river Meis in southern Gallia. It has long prospered as a link between Rangris and the southern grain-producing region. Sometimes referred to as the South Gate of Rangris due to its position on the main thoroughfare. The southern Gallia escaped the war with the Empire unscathed. Its cities have developed rapidly, and Melvier now serves as a major supplier to northern cities still recovering from war. Many casual laborers from neighboring towns have moved there. So, little bits of information. We'll come back here a lot, and in fact, there's actually cameo appearance that happens later here. So that's kind of cool. We'll have to make some more money to buy that mission. So anyway, lots of little side stuff. Usually you can tell who's involved in the conversation by when you mouse over them. You'll see, for example, in this one, you see that new girl, and then the picture of the seal, which I think just means a bunch of students. If there's too many students or something, they just use that seal, I think. Yeah. So anyway, we'll stop off there for today, but I hope you guys are enjoying. I'm pretty sure, in fact, let's check the briefing room really quick.
Listen up now.
Are you going to tell me more? Multiplayer? Yeah, so there's multiplayer as I thought. Play with other players using ad hoc mode. Co-op lets you team up. Versus lets you fight. I was always curious how that went. It seems interesting, although the game relies heavily on the fact that you position your units in strategic ways so the enemies run into your bullets, so you can get higher ranks by not having to waste as many turns killing enemies. It rewards that gameplay, so I wonder how versus would go down. You'd have to be a lot more strategic. But, of course, being as I never bothered to play this game until...
Ah, Avon. How can I help you
way out
today?
of the PSP's life cycle. You know, it's unlikely I'd find anyone to actually play with, you know? I'm sure there's some way to do it. Like, there's probably something you can do online on the computer, but, you know, I don't know. So let's take a quick look. Right. So if you see here, you have 3 more to go for February. We have to complete 3 missions to get the story mission. Which means we have to do these 2 key missions, and then this free mission here. As you go along, you have to do more missions to get to the story mission, so the game gets more tedious as you go along. It's not a very good pacing option. I don't really care much for that. Alright, and the vehicle thing. So here's our tank. We have a light tank. We can change it to an APC, which gets higher movement range, like a pretty decent chunk of movement, but halves HP, and let's see, it loses defense on the front, a lot of defense, like it loses like 60 or 70% defense. On every side it looks like. In fact, rear defense is like almost 0. Looks like it's also limited to being on-road, you can't go off-road. The APC is an interesting option, because the tank is, you know, relatively slow but relatively armored. The APC, on the other hand, is more of a troop carrier. So it has the ability to carry units. As you can see, it has carry 2 versus carry 0. So let's say you have some pretty slow units like a Lancer, or the weird dude with the hammer, or a shock trooper. You can load 2 units into this thing, drive it somewhere, and then deploy them from there. It's a pretty neat thing. I don't use it too often, but it's kind of cool. It doesn't have a lot of HP, so it is vulnerable to small weapons fire, although it can take a decent amount of small weapons fire before going down. It also takes only 1 CP to move, so it's effective in kind of specific circumstances. It also has a little machine gun on it, so it can defend itself. So that's kind of cool. You can switch out turrets. You can make the tank have a Gatling turret, interestingly enough. The standard turret comes with a Gatling, however, it's not as strong as the Gatling turret, I should add. But it does decrease your, if you see next to total, there's a blinking line. It does decrease the amount of slots you use up so you can put more things on it. And as you go along, you can unlock and upgrade these things to get little things. You can also put different markings on your tank, which do, like, nothing, but they're kind of cool. Let's see. We switch over to APC. You'll see it gets equipped with the Gatling turret. It can only use the Gatling turret. For now, I think it gets upgrades later. But you'll see, if we wanted to, we'd have the ability to put more things on there. Now we've got 3 empty slots to put stuff. For the most part, I think the tank is more useful, but in specific circumstances, the APC is kind of cool. Oh, I've talked a lot. What are we at? Oh man, we're over an hour and a half. Okay. We're going to stop off here. Like I said, I think the key missions are kind of interesting stuff. Depending on how that goes, I will or will not cut out some of those. I may do a couple to start with and then cut some out later. You guys will have to see. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, I'm not going to have to explain as much stuff going on soon. And the game does a pretty decent job of explaining it for the most part, but, you know, I'll have less reason to have to, like, load you down with words, and it'll be more story coming up soon. So thanks, you guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for some more Valkyria Chronicles 2. Bye!